welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing a layout for One Sketch Three Ways, May 2026. The sketch is chosen by Helen and it's from Page Map April 2026. I'm going to be using this collection from Simple Stories called Wildflower. I think it's about 2 or 3 years old now. I had originally thought, because I was documenting some photographs from a recent trip to a zoo, I was going to use Simple Stories Say Cheese into the Wild collection, but I didn't have enough papers. I had a lot of embellishment but no papers, so I went through my collections and I found this one, and I thought I will do something different and scrap with a non-animal type papers collection and see how it goes. I really love how it turned out. So here it is. I've got 2 of the 12 by 12 pattern papers and I cut them down to size. I think roughly the background one with the large flowers is about 9 by 12 and the other one is about 7 by 12. I have trimmed a bit off the top and bottom just so that I've got the white border on my using the white cardstock. And then I decided to turn it round and have the mustard showing with the small flowers, which I like it better that way. I've also changed the orientation of my photograph, so instead of having a portrait one, I've still got a 3 by 4 photograph, but it is landscape. So I'm just going through here to my 6 by 6 pattern papers, and I'm just going to choose 2 papers just to add a background to the pattern, to my photograph, to the photograph of me and James. I'm getting all my words mixed up here. Like I said, this is for One Sketch Three Ways, so don't forget to go and check out Ellen and Sarah's layouts using this sketch. We've all done something different and we've all interpreted it as we would want to do, because as I keep on saying, it's going into our albums. So we've just taken off the inspiration from the sketch. So for behind the photograph, I've just gone a small backing of a pink paper and then a thin backing of blue, just leaving a slight border around the edges. And then I'm going to add these two. As you know, I do a lot of faffing around, just making sure everything's going to be lined up. I do use one of these tags. I did look at the front side to see whether I could use any of those, but they weren't suitable, so I've just used it as per the sketch as somewhere to add my journaling, which you will see shortly. Now I did cut out this blue one, and as you can see, it sort of the top border sort of blends into that pattern paper, so I do change it to one that's got more a pinky tone to it, just so it just sticks out a little bit. I did faff around, as you can see, whether I'm going to put it at the bottom or leave it in the same position as the sketch. So now it's time to just stick everything down. So I'm just going to glue these down onto my white cardstock, again bringing it in from the edges, so it's got a thin white border around all the sides of the pattern paper, as you'll see in a minute. I do use my T-screw ruler as usual. I still think it looks quite straight actually, but sometimes I look at it, I think, oh, it's wrong, but I think that's when I'm looking at it on screen as opposed to in real life. So I'm just going to add this left-hand side one down. And like I said, I was going to use Simple Stories Say Cheese into the Wild collection, which is primarily a Disney one that you would use from Animal Kingdom over in Florida. But I didn't have enough. Like I said, I didn't have enough pattern papers, and then when I went to use the embellishments that I had, I didn't think they worked so well with this collection of papers I was using. So you can see them on screen at my right hand side, but I don't end up using any of those. I end up using the collection, the Wildflower collection, and using a bit of their embellishments. So I'm just going to put my photographs down to the right hand side. Now I've printed these out 1.5 inches times 2. I printed them out, I think I had 6 on 6x4 pattern paper, cut them down to size, and then I backed them onto some plain white cardstock and trim around the edges, just leaving a small border. I didn't add any pattern papers behind there. I just wanted it to be just as is. I did have pattern papers behind the photograph of me and James, and I also added 3D foam pads underneath. Now, in hindsight, I think I should have added 3D foam pads to the photographs of the animals as well, but I didn't. Anyway, so I put my photograph in the same position, and obviously stuck it all down, and then realised I wanted to tuck it under just so that I had a bit more room to add my tag to the left hand side. You'll see me struggle in a minute. I've got false nails on. I'd been to my friend's daughter's wedding. This is with the day before I'd taken these photographs, and I had some false nails put on. I love them, but I can't really craft with them. I can't pick anything up. So you'll see me in a minute trying to manipulate the edges of my photographs so I can tuck things in. And then I have to end up using a pokey tool. And a couple of times I did have to turn the camera off recording because I just couldn't do it. So you'll see me in a minute where I'm trying to lift the sides up so that I can tuck things under. And you know, I always say I never put my glue to the edges of my pattern paper anyway, so I really found it a really big struggle trying to do that. Now the top of the sketch has got a piece of paper that says the title, so I've just used my 3-inch punch some pattern paper. I've just chosen this light blue one, and I'm going to just have that at the top, hanging over the edge, and that's where I'm going to put my title, which I'm just going to title it At the Zoo. And here is where I do look at all those embellishments again from Into the Wild, thinking I can add some of those, but they were the wrong colours, and I just couldn't see where I could get them to fit. So they go away, and then I get the paper, the extra embellishment, sticker books, 12 by 12 sheet, sticker sheet, to see what I can use on here. I was even going to think I was going to use a title from the foam pads, but I didn't. I ended up using some alphabets from Bell Boulevard. So I'm just going to stick the the circle piece to hold my title at the top of my layout, and then just trim the back end. Like I said, this is our May sketch. I'll leave a link in the description box below so that you can go over to Ellen and Sarah's YouTube channels and see how they've used this sketch this month for their layouts. So I'm just going to flip through the sticker book. I don't really use a lot of stickers actually. I'll use a couple of labels and a couple of word strips. I think looking at my layout now, I've kept it very, very minimalist. I think with having the 9 photographs, I've got 10 included, but having the 9 smaller photographs, it sort of makes a big impact on the page. And I didn't want to add too much things to go away from the photographs. So you can see I'm struggling trying to get the edges up to using it with my nails to put these labels underneath. I do so underneath the the photograph of me and James, I've just put some stickers that were in the sticker book or of the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and they just say Saturday, which it was in April. Enjoy it all, even there in real life. I think that's where you can just see where I've just tried to manipulate that tab to the right hand side, and that is where I'm going to put my date stamp on that tab. And then just going through the stickers, Another thing I couldn't do, I couldn't peel the stickers up, so I have to have the pokey tool again to try and help me get the edges of the sticker up with these nails. And I'm just going to put these word strips down. Again, tweaking through. I was contemplating of using the alphabet stickers in this collection that are in the sticker book as my title. But I think when I looked at it, it was too muted, so that's why I used the Bella Boulevard ones as well instead. So there they are on the right hand side. I just didn't like them. I think, and only that, I think they're a bit too big for that space. So I've just punched out some tabs, labels with my, I can't remember what punch it is. It is I think it's an EK Success punch, a label punch I've had for absolute years. And I'm just going to put them in 3 spots where I'm going to put my clusters. I've cut one in half. I did punch 3 out, but I've cut one in half, and it's going to go in the side of the left-hand side of the tag, and the other piece is going to go over to the right-hand side where that of the photographs where that tab is. You'll see it in a minute. And that's just going to be basically where I'm going to put my clusters. Like I said, I have left this layout very minimalist. I've not put a lot of extra embellishments on. So I think that's it. So yeah, so I've just used that. Off camera, I'd put that at the zoo. The simple title. Again, going through the sticker book to see what else I could add. I was going to try and add some flowers, which I don't. I found this sticker border sort of sticker tab, so I'm just going to add it there. I'm going to add a 3D foam pad to the reverse just to give it some definition. And it just on that it just says life. Excuse me. Again, looking again for some word strips. I was going to put it to the right hand side, but I don't. I add it down to the bottom. And I think I had another one. I think I've got 3 off that sticker sheet. And add it to the bottom. And I think that's about it. So thank you very much for stopping by. Here's a few close-ups. Into the zoo, I'd use one of the puffy stickers. There's that label that says life. Date stamped to the right-hand side. I've even added journaling on this one. And there's my label, my word strip labels. I've added journal and a little bit of string to the top. And I've also gone round the edges of the pattern paper and added a double line, black line, just so that it gives it a bit of pop. So here are a few of the close-ups of my layout. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hop over to see Sarah and Ellen's layouts, link in the description box, and also join us over on our Facebook group, One Sketch 3 Ways. Thank you for stopping by. Till next time, bye.